Ben, thank you very much for joining us today. Investor Edge clients have a whole myriad of questions around the economy and what's going on these days. So what are some of the biggest economic trends you think Canadians should be paying attention to right now and why they matter to the average person?
Yes, that's an easy one. It's definitely Trump, what's happening south of the border. If you look at the index of uncertainty, today it's 80% what it was during the peak of COVID. And remember, COVID was a global pandemic, so the uncertainty level is impacting everything. So it's really about Trump. You look at investors, they're not investing. CEOs are not expanding. The consumer confidence index is at a 70-year low. So clearly that's impacting the housing market, the labor market, impacting mortgage rates. Mortgage rates actually remain relatively high because of the uncertainty. So clearly what's happening south of the border is the number one factor impacting the psyche of the Canadian economy.
Yeah, it's a curse to live in interesting times, as they say. With so much uncertainty in the economy, how can Canadians make better decisions about where or how to invest?
That's a tough one. There are some winners and losers given the current situation. One example, a good example of a winner, is the defense industry. There is a fog of uncertainty, but there is one certainty around, and that's defense spending globally is rising very significantly. We see defense stock markets rising dramatically, valuations rising dramatically, and that will continue to be the case. One, because of the situation in Europe. Two, because Trump is basically requiring this kind of spending. We see Germany, France, many other countries in Europe doing it. So defense spending is an example of where you want to be. In other words, make sure that you read the map correctly. Diversify your investment because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Don't try to time the market. Contribute on a regular basis, forget about the timing, and things will be fine.
That's reassuring. For some of our clients who have never invested before, and you've mentioned potential impacts on inflation, what do they need to understand about how inflation affects their money and how investing can be a way to take more control over that?
Yes, simply put, inflation is a tax. Simple, it's a tax. So if you don't do anything, you pay that tax every year. Over the past 20, 30 years, the average inflation rate in Canada was 2%. So if you kept your money in cash, every year you lost 2%. On a regular basis, this is significant. Therefore, you have to invest, otherwise you lose. And it seems that this inflation rate will be even higher in the future for many reasons, so the tax will be even higher. You must do something with this money. Investing is the way to do it. Just putting it in a savings account will not compensate for that. So you have to be invested in order just to protect yourself from this tax called inflation.
That's great. Thanks for giving us food for thought, and thanks for speaking with us today.
A pleasure. Thank you.